Good morning, Dr. Palermo with this week's Motivational Monday. This month we are focusing on autoimmune disease. 1 in 5 Americans suffers with some form of autoimmune disease. In fact, there are now over 100 named autoimmune diseases, which is relatively new. In the last 10 years, there's been a significant rise in the incidence of autoimmunity. For example, Crohn's disease, which is an autoimmune disease of the gut, has increased 300% in the last 10 years. When we look at reasons why this is happening, we have to look at our Western diet and lifestyle. Certainly, our diet high in refined carbohydrates, processed foods, and chemicals could be triggers. We now have a better understanding of how autoimmune disease actually develops. So we know there are genetic predispositions, and we can't do a whole lot about these genetic predispositions. The genes, though, only load the gun. It's what we do to these genes, which we bathe them in, which decides whether the gun gets fired. And so the triggers we're looking at are things in our diet, and it specifically relates to how it affects our gut. While it may not make sense, we know that these triggers can lead to something called gut or intestinal permeability. And intestinal permeability is also known as leaky gut, what triggers our immune system to go kind of haywire and start making antibodies to ourselves. And these antibodies are what lead to autoimmune disease. 80% of your immune system sits right underneath that small, thin layer of cells in your gut mucosa. And when that gut mucosa is hindered by leaky gut or intestinal permeability, the immune system, which sits right underneath it, is turned on. And we know that this is sort of the way autoimmune disease can develop. So when we take a functional medicine approach to it, we kind of go upstream, go backwards, trying to remove these triggers and healing the gut so that we can help reverse many of the symptoms of autoimmune disease. There'll be a lot more to come this month, so definitely look forward to our Motivational Mondays and educational resources this month focusing on autoimmune disease. That's all for now, and have a great week.